Hey everyone, my name is Leila and today I'm going to show you my new 15 fragrances for every day. Why I call them new? Because I have already another video with the same topic on my channel and the fragrances you'll see today are completely different from those. So none of them will be the same. That's why I call them new. Some of them are really new to my collection and I have never shown them in the previous videos as well. So what I call the everyday scents are the fragrances that are very easy to wear every single day without thinking what outfit you need for that. I would say the majority of them could be the signature fragrances. So I hope you will enjoy my today's list because I have both designers and niche, some budget ones as well. By the way, many of the fragrances are unisex today as well. I want to start with the classics as a tradition, and this is the fragrance that I've already shown in my previous video, and this is my new favorite that I really use a lot, and you probably see that. This is Prada or Prada Amber. It used to be called Prada Amber, and for me, this is a perfect signature everyday scent in case if you like the mixture of rose, patchouli, amber, a little bit of honey and oak moss on the base. It has some green notes on the top, which makes this fragrance very refreshing. This fragrance is very airy. It's very easy to wear type of fragrance. It's not heavy, and though it has probably some reminiscence of the old school, like just a tiny bit. I would say it's like respect, I would say, more than the vibes. It's like just a respect to the old school. At the same time, it's very contemporary, it's very modern, it's very easy to like type of fragrance. And my husband is on the side of modern fragrances. He doesn't appreciate the old school type of fragrances. He really enjoyed this one and he liked it. It's very solid, nice, beautiful everyday fragrance for women, and he enjoys it when I wear it. So it's quite a long lasting on the clothes. It's not that long lasting on the skin, but again, for everyday fragrance, when you don't want to bother other people around you, this is a perfect fragrance. You will always feel it from yourself. People who come close to you will also feel it, also smell it. So I think it's more than enough. And the price for this fragrance is very affordable, especially online. Unfortunately, I believe this fragrance was discontinued, but it's still available online. And by the way, as a backup, I already purchased the 80 ml fragrance and shower gel, like 100. I think it's 100 ml. So because I just adore this fragrance. The next fragrance is a very budget one, and here online it's something about $15 you can buy in Emirates, especially in Amazon. So this one is Klein's Into You, and I have another fragrance from Klein. I think it's the one. I also like it, but I must admit this one is even better. Why? Because I think it's a bit deeper. It's not only citruses that you can smell here, it's also orchid. It has some cactus flowers, I think. It has some vanilla on the base, and you can definitely smell it. Like on the very top, it's very citrusy. It has lots of citruses, like a burst of citruses, but it has more solid base, I would say. It is more deep, more sophisticated version, because they are quite similar, I would say. I can definitely feel and smell the one's DNA here, Calvin Klein's the one. It is really nice among the the budget fragrances. This is a really good choice. So as a everyday fragrance, I think it's perfect. Even though it's not that long lasting, you can always refresh because it's very budget and it's very easy to buy a backup always. It's always available. Another fragrance that I discovered recently and I loved it. It's also, you can say it's a designer brand, but it's not a designer actually, it's a jewelry brand. And by the way, today I'll have two perfect, amazing fragrances from the jewelry brands. First of them is Chopard, and this is Miel de Arabi. I have this 50 ml bottle, and the bottle is gorgeous, by the way. I adore the color of the flacon of the bottle. It's gorgeous green, and this very heavy golden lid, the cap. It's also, you know, top-notch quality, I would say. The fragrance itself, it is indeed Arabic, I would say, because it's called Miel d'Arabie, which means the Arabic honey. What is a bit confusing about this fragrance is a list of notes in the Fragrantica. It doesn't have any incense mentioned there. But when I received this fragrance, I didn't expect that the very first and the most prominent note that I will feel here will be not honey that is supposed to, you know, smell like honey. No, it's incense. So be aware of that. And this fragrance, first of all, is about incense. It has definitely lots of spices. It has very, you know, I would say just a little bit of honey, and it has some tea notes and pomegranate. Frankly speaking, I think that tea note and pomegranate notes, they are sinking in the incense, because the incense is so dark here. The whole fragrance, I would say, is really dark. I wouldn't say it's dark and heavy, no, but the start of this fragrance is dark, but altogether the fragrance is light. It is not heavy at all, it is not loud at all, but the quality of the fragrance is top-notch. It's definitely a very, very high quality juice, and I would say it's perfect fragrance for every day, though it has some incense, and you might think that if it's Insensee it's very heavy. No, it is on the darker side, probably because of the incense, but because it's so airy, I can say it's a perfect fragrance for every day. If you like incense, if you like tea notes and just a tiny bit of honey, I would say, I would highly suggest you to try this one. Amazing, amazing quality. I just love it, and I'm so happy I got it. I got it for a very good price, by the way. This 50 ml was about 285 dirhams, which is, I think, is a perfect price for this quality juice. Another fragrance is also from the jewelry brand, and this one is now from Tiffany, and this is Tiffany & Co. Tiffany Intense. The bottle is also very, very beautiful. It is such a clear and gorgeous glass. Amazing. Yeah, you can straight away see that this is a jewelry brand, because the design of the bottles and the quality of the bottles are just amazing. And I always liked the fragrances from Tiffany. I like the very first one, which is not intense, just Tiffany. But this one is completely different from the other one. This fragrance is all about iris, about powder, and it has some vanilla, it has some carrot seeds, if I'm not mistaken, and it has a bit of musk. But I would say this is very similar to Dior Homme Intense, and though some people say it's not, but in Fragrantica it's mentioned that it's like the fragrance similar to is Dior Homme Intense. I would say I was prepared when I got this bottle. I was prepared that it's not similar, and I was assured by other bloggers that this is not similar to that fragrance. But to my taste, it is. And if you like Dior Homme Intense, which I think is a perfect fragrance, one of the masterpieces, you will definitely like this one. I would say this is a total unisex type of fragrance, like Dior Homme Intense. Another fragrance that I also have in my collection, which is quite similar, is from Valentino. It's Valentino Uomo Intense, also quite similar to this one. But I think if you are a woman, you can choose any of these three. But I don't have Dior Homme Intense in my collection, but I think that this one is also perfect. I have already the Valentino Uomo Intense. It's for my husband, like he's using that one, and I'm going to use this one because, again, in terms of the quality, this is it's a perfection. It's an amazing blend, gorgeous, gorgeous bottle, you know, and the fragrance itself of a very, very high quality. ingredients, you can smell it straight away. It is so beautifully blended. Amazing. And the longevity, by the way, is very good for this fragrance, so no need to overspray, definitely. It stays on your skin, it stays on the clothes, it stays on the hair, so very good investment. A perfect fragrance for every day if you like iris, powdery, a bit sweet and noticeable fragrances. That's the one. However, I wouldn't say it's loud. I would say it will create a very comfortable bubble around you, but people within the distance of the arm length, they will feel it from you. So it has some projection and sillage, definitely. Another fragrance is from the Niche brand, and it's on the pricey side. I see that this brand is not a brand that can create fragrances for every day, because most of the fragrances from Amouage are quite challenging. I'm talking mostly about the fragrances from the old collections. This particular fragrance, I think, is the most easy to understand and perfect for, you know, safe blind buy type of fragrance. I would say this is the only one because I have quite a lot of them, and I would say this fragrance is very close to the designer's type of fragrance. That's why it's so safe for blind buy. It's very easy to understand and to like, very versatile type of fragrance, because the rest of the fragrances in Amouage are not, I wouldn't call them fragrances for every day. They must suit the different occasions, like, you know, going out for nighttime. And I'm talking about Reflection by Amouage. This fragrance is very fresh. It has lots of freesia. The freesia flower, I would say, is the main role player in this fragrance. You can smell it straight away. It has some water lily, if I'm not mistaken, because the whole fragrance is like drops of water. I understand why they call it reflection, because it's like if you're looking at the water in the pond or in the lake, and it's filled with water lilies. This is how this fragrance smells. It has lots of green notes on the top as well. So it's green, fresh, watery, floral type of fragrance that is perfect for every day, and it doesn't matter what season it is. I think you can easily wear it during the cold season as well if you enjoy the fresh fragrances for every day. So it can be easily a signature fragrance as well, though people think this is a perfect fragrance for spring, and I think the spring fragrances are the best signature fragrances, and these are the perfect fragrances for all year round, and I would say this is one of them. So it has an average performance. I wouldn't say this is a long-lasting type of fragrance. However, it stays on the clothes for the whole day, and you can definitely smell it from yourself. Another fragrance that I really liked recently and used also quite a lot is Mon Guerlain Intense from Klein. And I'm not a fan of the original Mon Guerlain. I tried to like it many times, but this one is really beautiful. It is a bit different, I think. It is deeper, it's richer. It has also the same lavender. It has lots of vanilla. It has, I would say, tonka beans mostly. Just a bit of vanilla as well. It is very warm, cozy, comforting type of fragrance, because lavender plus tonka and vanilla is very comforting type of combination. So I highly suggest you to try this one in case if you don't like the original one and you're looking for something deeper. But when I say deeper, it doesn't mean heavier. It's not heavy at all. I wouldn't say that the original one is good for daytime and this one is for nighttime. Not at all. This is a perfect fragrance for daytime. It doesn't bother at all. Unfortunately, it doesn't last long as well. But again, as a everyday scent, something that people will enjoy, I mean people around you, something that will get you a lot of, you know, positive feedbacks and compliments. So this is definitely a crowd pleaser type of fragrance, and I think it's a perfect fragrance for colder seasons. So this is a perfect signature fragrance. I can even imagine this wearing during the summertime, not during the 40 plus degrees of course, but when it's 30 degrees also, I can easily wear this one. Beautiful lavender, very good release, I think. The next fragrance is from Atelier Cologne, and this is Vanille Insensee, I think, or Vanille Incense. Don't be afraid of the name, because this has nothing to do with the incense. This is mostly a very comfortable, very fresh, citrusy vanilla, I would say. This fragrance has lots and lots of citruses on the top. It has a bit of sweetness, but just a tiny bit. It's very diluted sweetness, I would say. It's not heavy at all. So the whole fragrance altogether is very light, airy, fresh. It has lots of air, definitely. It has a bit of oak moss, I think, and this is like the modern interpretation of oak moss, I think, which is very close to a vanille that you can smell in Baccarat Rouge 540. So it's like an airy oak moss altogether, and I love this fragrance. I love it, and you see, I already used quite a bit. I love to wear it by itself, like only this fragrance. I like to layer it with other fragrances as well. But altogether, if you are looking for the very versatile type of vanilla for every day, nothing heavy, a very airy light, something that won't bother you, and you know, a nice compliment getter, I would say. Like people around you will also enjoy it, and again, you don't need to think about what to wear when you want to use this fragrance. So try this one. Again, this fragrance is not that expensive, especially if you go for the, you know, if you purchase it online. I bought my 100 ml for around 250 or 260 dirhams, which is also a very good price for this size and this quality. Another fragrance that I can recommend as an everyday scent is from Giardino Benessere, and this one is amber. Frankly speaking, for me, this fragrance is not about amber at all, though the list of notes says it has amber crystals. I would say this fragrance is mostly about powder, almond. It has heliotrope, very prominent heliotrope, which is, to my nose, is like, it smells, heliotrope always smells to me like a bit almondy powder note. It has, I smell some tonka, vanilla, I think, because it's sweet. But again, it's sweet, but very airy, very airy. All of the fragrances today are very airy, and probably this is what makes them so easy to use for every day and not to get tired from the fragrance, you know, this is very important. So this fragrance, this particular fragrance, is also quite powdery, I would say. A perfect powder for every day, but it's very cozy, but at the same time airy. So very good blend, excellent quality, nice performance, an amazing fragrance of Paolo Terenzi. This is another brand that belongs to him, and this is a beautiful, beautiful juice. It has also quite an affordable price, especially online, by the way. So it's something around 250 dirhams, I believe. So it's not that expensive, I think, for the niche quality type of fragrance. So I highly suggest you to try this one. It's really, really cozy and cloud type of fragrance, like it creates a cloud, very soft and fluffy type of fragrance. The next fragrance is from Designer's brand, and this is one of my favorite Designer's brand. This is Narciso Rodriguez, and this is Pure Musk for Her. And this is a very clean, but at the same time very soft and also cloudy and cotton type of fragrance for me. It creates the feeling that you are touching the soft cotton buds. and it is very white. It's definitely a white type of fragrance that, you know, the image that you get with this fragrance is always something white. White shirt, white t-shirt, I don't know, white scarf, white jacket, I don't know, anything but it's white. However, I wear this fragrance even with some different outfits, different colors, and it's very easy to wear. This is a perfect fragrance when you don't want people to think that you are wearing a perfume. Like, it's a type of fragrance that can associate with your makeup, probably your, I don't know, your cream, something that if you wear on the everyday basis, people will associate with you, with the fragrance that your skin has, your hair has, something that is your second skin, I believe. At the same time, this is quite a noticeable type of fragrance. I wouldn't say it's loud, not at all, but again, people will smell it from you, they will feel it, they will have the swifts every time when you move or do something, they will smell it. And you will get compliments also with this fragrance, I believe, because it's very easy to like. It's a crowd pleaser type of fragrance, I believe. The musk here, again, it's very soft and fluffy. It's all about musk, some floral notes, some cashmere. It's a bit sweet, but the sweetness here is mostly floral sweetness. But again, this is a very safe type of fragrance. In case if you don't know what to wear, it doesn't matter what color and what outfit you're wearing, because you want just to have a fragrance that smells like your second skin. This is the one. Amazing quality, I would say. Very, very typical for Narciso Rodriguez, because I have more than 10 bottles, more than 10 fragrances from this brand, and all of them have a top-notch quality. The next fragrance is from Balenciaga, and this is Florabotanica. Another fragrance that I enjoy, and this is a green rose. It's a perfect rose mixed with mint, some cannabis, but again it has a tiny bit of sweetness, but the sweetness again is very floral. It's not musky, doesn't have any musk, and you can feel it. So one of the best green roses, I would say, on the market. It's perfect for every day. It's very young, it's very youthful type of fragrance that I just love. And again, if you don't know what to wear, this is a perfect solution. Quite a long-lasting, noticeable type of fragrance, but won't bother anyone and won't bother you. So not too expensive, I believe, so you can easily make this your everyday scent or your signature scent as well. Another fragrance also about rose, and this is something that I adore and love, and this is my second bottle. I'm talking about Lancome. This is Idole Intense. So this fragrance is all about rose, patchouli and woody notes. It's a bit sweet, it's very feminine, I would say, very, very feminine. Amazing fragrance for every day, but this one is a bit loud, so you don't need to overspray. However, if you live in a hot climate like me, you can apply more than 2-3 sprays, because you know the heat, it totally eats all the fragrances. So I wouldn't say, like, if I spray more than 3 sprays on me and I go out and it's quite, you know, hot outside, like 30 degrees, I wouldn't say that it chokes me, because it's very fast to evaporate. However, if you're living in the cold climate, be careful with this one, but it's a gorgeous, gorgeous contemporary and modern Chypre. So the next fragrance is from L'Artisan Parfumeur. This one is Batucada, and I don't know why, when I saw this fragrance online, I always avoided it, because this is a perfect, amazing fragrance for every day. And yes, someone would say it more suitable for the summertime, because it has a bit of, you know, just a tiny bit, just a tad of tropical vibes. For me, this is a perfect citrusy, very juicy, you know, zesty citruses mixed with the floral notes like tiara flowers, like ylang. It has a little bit of salty notes. It is very watery, like diluted, because it has some water notes, seawater. This is a gorgeous fragrance, and I think though it was, I believe, reformulated, because this one is now in a new bottle, still the quality, the perfect round blending is there. Amazing, amazing everyday fragrance, especially if you live in a warmer climate like me. This is a perfect fragrance for every day if you don't want to think what to wear, and even if you going to the beach. But I wouldn't say that this is a pure tropical beach type of fragrance. Not at all. Not at all. I can easily imagine it with any outfits, even with a white shirt, like formal shirt. Still, even if you're wearing a jacket, formal jacket, I can still easily imagine this fragrance on men or women, because it's a total unisex, completely total 100% unisex fragrance. It has an average longevity and projection, but again, for everyday fragrance, I think this is perfect. This is something that will refresh you, will energize you, but won't bother you or any people who you are working with. So a very nice fragrance that I highly, highly recommend to try. Another one that was not my blind buy, I fell in love with this fragrance. It's from Penhaligon's and it's called Vaara. A beautiful bottle, by the way. I know it looks a bit vintagey, but I think it's gorgeous. It's tiny. This is 30 ml, and this ribbon is made of metal. It's not plastic. And the fragrance itself is a perfect rose mixed with quince, peony, freesia. It's floral, it's a bit fruity because of this quince, and I adore quince note in the fragrances. And I believe this is one of the best quinces. It's very easy to determine this note. It's very, detectable type of quince. Like straight away you can feel quince, like it plays one of the first roles in this fragrance. Though I would say it's mostly about rose, but this fragrance, but quince here is very prominent. It also has freesia and peony, which is also recognizable. You can still feel it, you can still smell it there. I would say this is a perfect fragrance for the fans of Chanel Chance, Berber Mai. So those who love this mixture of rose and quince. Amazing fragrance, beautiful, amazing quality. By the way, it also mentioned in the list of notes that it has some honey notes in the base. Probably yes, but it appears closer to the base after, I don't know, maybe 2 to 3 hours. When you can smell the base of the fragrance, you can smell just a tiny bit of honey there. But amazing, amazing quality and amazing fragrance. For every day, very feminine, and by the way, it's very youthful. It's like a girl. It's like a very young girl with a pink cheeks, wearing a dress with a long, very beautiful curly hair, like, shiny hair. Like, I don't know. This is a gorgeous fragrance, stunning. The next fragrance is from Parfums de Nicolai, and this one is Musc Intense. This is my favorite liquid light. This is how I call it, because this is it's like a sun rays in the bottle for me. It is so beautiful. It's so soft, airy, flying type of feather in the air, white feather in the air. But at the same time, it is very light in terms of, it's full of light. Sunlight, yeah. So this one is this fragrance is about musk, but I would say it's a fruity musk. This is a musk mixed with lots of pear and rose, but pear is so prominent in this fragrance, and I think somehow the pear here is like a golden pear, and the pear juice is like it gives this fragrance this airy, fresh lightness. I don't know, amazing fragrance with a very interesting effect on me. I love it, especially in the mornings. So as you may see, I've finished almost the half, just a bit, you know, I finished a bit less than half. Gorgeous, gorgeous blending. As always, it's traditional from Parfums de Nicolai. I think she is, as a perfumer, she's a very talented one. She's genius in creating fragrances that are very contemporary and modern, but at the same time, she always shows in her fragrances that she respects the old school. You can always feel that respect. Though again, the fragrances are very modern, but you can feel that the person who knows everything about the French perfumery and the old school and all the traditions of Guerlain created something. This is one of the masterpieces, I think, from her. And the next fragrance, and I believe it's the last fragrance in today's list, is another gorgeous, one of the best fresh fragrances in my collection, I would say. And I'm so surprised no one is talking about this. Everyone is talking about different fragrances from this brand, but no one is talking about this one. And this is 7753 from Histoires de Parfums. I believe the name has something to do with Mona, something Mona. Oh my god, it is so beautiful. It is unisex, but at the same time, I can imagine it's easily on both men and women. Easily, because it has a pear note, and the pear note is quite a soft and feminine one. I would say this pear note is very similar to the pear in Musc Intense. It is also very light, golden, airy, fresh, sweet, but at the same time transparent type of pear juice. And it's mixed with lots of citruses, I believe. It's very difficult to, you know, to separate the notes in this fragrance. It is such an amazing blend that when you smell this, you just say it's gorgeous, it's amazing, it's fresh, but I don't know what is this. I don't know what ingredients it has. It's just a perfect, smooth blend. They have the notes here, by the way. It says it has a bergamot. It has some berries. It has ivy leaves. The berries mentioned are Makhaen. I don't know what kind of berries are there. This Makhaen, M-A-K-H-A-E-N. This is the first time I meet the name of these berries. It has also tuberose. It says it has figue de barbar. The fig note here to me smells like 100% like a pear. By the way, the list of notes on the Fragrantica is a bit different, and it mentions that it has pear note. However, the fragrance list here on the fragrance itself says it's fig, but I can smell pear there, definitely not the fig. It has heliotrope in the base. It has vetiver, sandal, and oak moss. Oh my god, this is a masterpiece, I would say. This is one of the most beautiful, fresh, very, you know, versatile type of fragrance for every day, for men and women, because I wear it, my husband wears it, and I love when he wears it. And by the way, we still have quite a hot weather here on the afternoon in UAE, and even during this hot weather, I can smell the very gentle and beautiful whiffs from him when he wears it, and I also smell it for myself when I wear it. So beautiful, very, very beautiful, fresh, very unique, I would say. It's quite a unique fragrance, but very pleasant, very easy to understand, sort of compliment gatherers. At least when I smell it from my husband, I always, you know, give him lots of compliments because I just love it. And it has, by the way, an amazing longevity, very beautiful projection, amazing quality juice, believe me. So I think this is the fragrance that people should talk a lot on their channels. So it's 7753 by Histoires de Parfums, a beautiful, unisex, fresh, long-lasting, very high quality fragrance that I highly recommend you. I think this is a star of my collection. And by the way, if men are watching me, I just want to mention which fragrances are absolutely unisex. This fragrance, Miel d'Arabie from Chopard, is absolutely unisex. This fragrance, though it's marketed as for women, this is absolutely unisex. If you like Dior's Homme Intense, you will the most probably like this one. I would say this fragrance is absolutely unisex, though it says for her. I would say I can easily imagine this on a man, and a young man, and not only very young man, by the way. I would say Atelier Cologne, also very unisex type of fragrance. The Vanille Insensee, as I mentioned, the Batucada is also completely unisex type of fragrance. And I would say also this one, as I mentioned, the Histoires de Parfums, it's also a very unisex fragrance, though my husband is wearing it. Well, I would say that Prada Amber, for me, it's also very unisex fragrance, because this is a mixture of rose and patchouli. First of all, it's not sweet, it's a bit green. It has niche qualities, I would say, and I see this perfectly on men as well. So that was all my list for today. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you found something in particular for you. So if you did, please don't forget to support me with your thumbs up. I'll appreciate it a lot. If you haven't yet subscribed to my channel, please do so. Don't forget to press, by the way, that bell, so the YouTube will notify you next time when I release a new video. I also invite you to visit my Instagram page, and if you enjoy the content, please don't forget to subscribe. So thanks again for watching me. I want to wish you a great weekend, an amazing week ahead, and I hope to see you next week in my next video. Bye.